And here we are back on the convention floor. I am Tech Rat along with
Joe Stevens
from the Equestria Inquirer for Ever Free Radio here at BronyCon 2012. And we have with us right now two very special guests. Sitting right next to me is a man who needs no introduction, and that would be Peter New, the voice of Big Macintosh, along with a plushie. And
yep.
Just in case you needed any kind of verification for that. And sitting next to him is the wonderful and talented Megan McCarthy.
Hello.
So happy to have you here. Well, we've got some few questions. I guess, Megan, do you mind if we start with you? Well, Megan, your episodes, just real quick, what do you do for My Little Pony Friendship is Magic?
The first 2 seasons I was a freelance writer, and then for the next season, season 3, I'm the head writer.
The head writer. Okay, so does that mean you're going to be more involved with the day-to-day production of the artists and everything? What's the difference between a freelance writer and a day-to-day writer, I suppose?
Well, the head writer, that means I oversee all of the scripts that come in. I'm just on the writing side, then it goes up to Studio B in Vancouver, and they take it from there to the animation. But yeah, I'm involved in anything that's the writing.
Wonderful. Well, we know that from your episodes are wonderfully silly. We love your episodes. Wonderfully silly, from Party of One to Lesson Zero, a couple of the episodes that are particular fan favorites, and I know they're one of our favorites.
Absolutely. You definitely have a knack for insanity, I'll say that.
I think that's what I'm kind of known for. Is the pony going to go crazy? Then Megan probably will.
Well, we love that silliness, and it's just curious. What is the challenge of making as silly a story as possible, but still keeping a good narrative, and in the end, because this is a show for a lower demographic, or for a younger demographic, keeping a good story that have some lesson to it as well being silly?
Well, I really try to approach, the first thing I start with is a solid storyline. I know that if I have a solid foundation, if it's a good story that's well told, that has a strong beginning, middle, and end, and does reach a conclusion that has a nice message, if I know that I've set that up at the very beginning, then it's just piling on the fun and the silly, because all of that is just adding to it. People are going to enjoy it and follow the character that they care about, pursuing something that the character wants, and enjoy that part of the episode, and then it's just about, and then they go crazy.
They go crazy. So we've got a firm narrative,
yeah.
A firm narrative foundation with a really interesting paint job.
Exactly.
And so I think what we're going to do is we'll bounce back and forth. So Aaron, if you'd like to ask Mr. New.
Absolutely, because he looks kind of alone and lonely here, sitting here all quiet by himself. But then again, he is also a man of few words, as everybody knows. So Peter, I guess let's take it back to the beginning. When you first got involved in the show, in My Little Pony, what is it that you were expecting when you went in to start reading for the part of Big Macintosh, and what was it that you actually got? Let me put it that way.
I wasn't really expecting much. I mean, the audition process was pretty fast, so it went from, hey, you have an audition for My Little Pony, to, okay, we'd like you for the job, technically within minutes, because the audition was the morning of the session. So I didn't have a lot of time to expect anything. I just, there it was. All right, and we go. So.
And did you initially audition for the part of Big Macintosh?
Yep.
I set him up for that. I sure did. What about any other work that you've done? Any other characters that you have done, either in My Little Pony or in other shows? Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
I'm really excited about a character I just recorded the day that I flew here. Actually, I spent hours in the studio recording a new movie called Gula City, where I'm one of the leads in it. And it's kind of I'm playing a pig. Kind of talks like this. They wanted a cross between Bob Hope and Lou Costello, I think is what I ended up giving them. So it's a road movie.
Okay. And this is going to be an animated feature, or is this going to be?
Yeah, animated feature.
And
I didn't mean that I just played a pig. I meant that I played a pig.
What was the name of the pig?
I had to clarify that. And when can we
have the name of the pig?
The name of the pig is Dig.
Dig the Pig.
Dig the Pig.
And when can we expect this, to see this?
I imagine it's usually around a year turnaround, but I don't really know, honestly. I'll keep you posted via the online community, which is where I seem to be thriving. So.
Sounds great.
Wonderful.
David, Joe, I'll take it back to you.
Wonderful. what is it like to write for My Little Pony? I know everyone watching, including myself, is insanely jealous of that because that is got to be an amazing job, whether it's freelance or head. And what guide us through the process of coming up with the silliness and the awesomeness that is your episodes?
Well, usually we start off with a premise, which is just kind of the basic log line of what the episode will be about.
Twilight's late for a letter.
Yeah, exactly. Twilight's late getting a letter and starts to get concerned and try to find sources of bad things to have something to write about. So that's most of what will be there in sort of a premise, maybe a little bit more. And like with that one, I sat in a room with I believe both Lauren and Rob Renzetti, who was the former story editor. We sit in a room and we basically break it down into the acts of the story, the first act, second act, third act, and then detail out what the different scenes are. And sometimes we'll pitch within the room. We might pitch what some of the jokes might be, or that might just be left up to me. Like, okay, here's kind of the basic structure. Go, do your thing. So that's kind of the process. And then there's a script, and then you get notes, and then you make revisions, and then hopefully not too many revisions or too many notes, and then it goes out of my hands.
And is there a lot of collaboration with your writing style? Do you like to bring in other writers?
Well, usually we'll have the story. It'll usually be something where it'll be a story editor and whoever's going to write the scripts will be in the room together. Maybe another person, kind of just depends. But usually when I go off to write, it's just me in a room by myself. You hear it?
You mentioned Lauren Faust in the beginning. Was she involved in a lot of your episodes in the very beginning, walking through, making sure the characters were all according to her concept?
Sure, yeah. I mean, when we first started, it was definitely, there were other episodes or other scripts that had been written before my first script, so I was able to see those and see kind of what the voices were going to be for the characters and things like that. So I had an idea of what I should be aiming for, of what the characters would say and what they would never say or how they would act.
Wonderful, wonderful.
All right, I have one more quick question for Peter here. Well, as we know, the character of Big Macintosh, he is definitely a character of few words, except when we got to a particular episode called Hearts and Who's Day.
We love that episode.
And what was it like taking the character from a two-word character and actually being able to get a chance to flesh it out a little bit, especially in such a silly episode?
It was nerve-wracking, actually.
Megan likes torturing him.
It was a bit because
real people go crazy.
It was a bit because I had sort of fallen into this routine of yep, nope, and I thought maybe I'd get maybe at one point, but to open the script and find Schmoopy Doopy Pony Pie and all this, I was like, okay, my voice isn't naturally that low, so how do I stay down in there and then do these big call outs, and it was also right when I became aware of this community, and so I really did feel a pressure to do right by them. So I hope I did it justice.
I think you did a fantastic job on that episode, absolutely.
I think you did a great job.
I think we're getting the signal that we need to wrap this up, so I'm sorry. Oh, you have one more thing?
I have a question for Megan.
Oh, please take the microphone.
Megan,
Yeah.
Did you write yup or did somebody else?
I don't think I was the first person to
No?
write yup. I don't think so. Because the first episode I did was Dragon Shy.
Right.
So I don't think.
So you weren't
Big
part of
Mac-
that
so
yup process?
I did not originate
'Cause-
the
Not
yup. I was not.
Did you originate nope?
Give him something. Come on.
I
You just jumped in
I don't want
it-
to take credit.
you
for
jumped in
things
at Schmoopy
that-
Doo, didn't
I
you?
did. I was like,
Thank you.
I think it better.
All right. Well, I think we need to wrap it up here. But again, thank you so much, Peter.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so
It was
much,
wonderful
Megan.
seeing you. And
Guys,
yeah,
we have so
wonderful,
much more to
wonderful.
come. You stay tuned to the Everfree Radio live stream. Again, for the Equestria Inquirer, I'm Tech Rat,
And I'm Joe Stevens.
and we'll be seeing you again soon.
Thank you.
Good.
Thank you.